So here's what's going on. You know the superhero action figures.
Oh, yes.
Hasbro makes a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's, the Super League. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that right?
The Wonder League.
Justice League.
Woo! And then you got the Marvel, all the superheroes. You have wrestlers, the action figures. Now they have a whole line that turns you into an action figure. They call it, what is it? The Selfie Series.
I'm so excited by this.
What?
Oh, my goodness.
Really?
I do think, so it's an expensive action figure. It's going to be like $60.
What?
Yeah, it's going to be $60.
I'm out.
But see, I'm thinking Christmas presents.
But $60 a pop?
No.
How many people are you going to buy for? 2?
Honestly, I would do everybody in our family. I would do everybody in our family.
So that's 5, and then you get the babies?
I probably wouldn't do the babies.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I mean, they don't even know. They just chew on them, and nobody needs that.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, little parts. But, the adults in the family, oh, yeah. And I'm just trying to figure out, what am I going to make my husband Joey into, my daughter and my son?
Because they have, all the Star Wars characters, right?
Yes. It's not like you can, if you want to be in Star Wars, you can't be Princess Leia.
Okay, Liz is laughing, and I'll tell you why. Our video crew just put up on a screen that we can see our pictures and our images
I love it.
on superheroes now.
Oh, my gosh.
Go, Power Rangers!
Is that what those are, Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll fly this up on Instagram for you today so you can see why she reacted the way that she did.
We have to get these now.
Oh, my.
I'm tearing up the studio.
Things are dropping.
laughing.
That's okay. That's okay. It's only radio. So, superhero selfie series. And if you react the same way that Liz reacts when you see your face on a superhero body, well, then there you go.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
So curious. Who have you heard from that you haven't heard from in a very long time? Like this probably recently happened. Someone that you were close friends with a long time ago? 800-447-7234. We were reading that there's this new study that says people consistently underestimate how much others appreciate having an old friend unexpectedly reach out to them.
It is so nice.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. When you don't hear from someone, and I mean, we all get busy. Obviously, we all get busy, and you kind of get inside yourself a little bit and don't reach out. And then when you do, or when someone reaches out to you, it's like, it's almost like peace kind of comes over your body and those old memories. So, yeah, I think it's huge.
A couple of weeks ago, my wife and her siblings threw this surprise 50th anniversary for their parents.
So much fun.
And Amy had an old high school friend that came by.
Really?
Yeah, so
Unexpectedly?
she came by and her husband came by. That was a fire marshal, which is really cool. And so they reconnected. It was like they picked up where they left off, these two young ladies.
It really is, because you fall into that same, after the initial maybe awkwardness of, hi, this is my husband, and, whatever. But you just go right back to the giggles and the, you see each other from across the room and it's, have you heard the high-pitched squeals?
I've heard Liz's high-pitched squeal.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
You get that call from an old friend, just makes your day. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, His Radio.
Yeah, never underestimate what it means when somebody you used to be besties with reaches back out. Charlie's here at 800-447-7234.
I had a friend that I met like 40 years ago. He had told his wife, so you know what, I got to find Charlie. So he went by a thrift store, and the thrift store he stopped by was a good friend of mine, which is like 60 miles from his house. And he told me that, he said, I know him very well. He said, if you go down the road about 4 miles, he's on the right-hand side. So when I got home, I seen this vehicle in my next-door neighbor yard, and the gentleman started walking toward me. He said, how you doing today? I said, I'm doing fine. How you doing? He said, I'm looking for Charlie. I said, you're looking at him right now. I hadn't seen him in 40 years. And he came to find me, and I thank God for that.
Oh, my goodness.
He's a pastor of a church now, and he wasn't before. I'm a minister of my church. I wasn't before, so everything is turning out real well. The Lord really blessing us.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Peyton and Simon were engaged for 10 years.
What?
10 whole years. So finally, Simon's like, okay, I've got to ask this lady to marry me. We've been together for 10 years. And they were going to celebrate their 10-year celebration, their anniversary, they called it, of meeting each other. And so, well, not actually meeting each other, because they knew each other for a while. They just finally became an item 10 years ago.
Okay.
So he calls his mom and says, Mom, I need your help. And so Mom said, okay, I've got a scheme. I've put it together for you. Just come to this restaurant. Ask her to come with you. And so they get ready to go to a restaurant, and then Mom calls him and say, hey, listen, we got to pivot a little bit. Before you come to the restaurant, I need help at the school. Just so happened to be the same elementary school that they went to. So Peyton and Simon went to the elementary school, and they went directly to the classroom in the 5th grade where they met. And in there were big lighted signs of "Marry Me," and a sign that was written, and it was so cool on what was said on that sign. It said, "It was always you, Peyton and Simon."
Ever since the 5th grade?
He got on his knees. There's rose petals all over the floor in that classroom where they met for the first time in 5th grade, and that's where he said, "Will you marry me?"
Like, I have cold chills. I seriously have cold chills. I love proposal stories.
I mean, they have pictures together all the way back to the 5th grade and in high school, and I mean,
When they still had really bad hair.
Right?
And the whole thing. And now, oh my goodness. So that's why they dated so long, because they still had to grow up.
They did have to grow up.
Oh, I love this. Thank you for that.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
When was the last time you bought something you didn't tell your spouse about? Yeah. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Well, Amazon had those big sales earlier this week.
The Prime thing?
Yeah, I bought a couple of things. But it was more like, extra toothpaste. I mean, my husband knows we need toothpaste, so I didn't have to run that past him. Nicole, however, she made a really, really big purchase.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell her husband. And I'm thinking, come on.
What
Come
kind of
on
a purchase well, I guess you can make a lot of big purchases on Amazon.
Right. So it was bigger than a car that she made a purchase on.
Oh, pickup?
No. She bought a
Semi?
castle.
Castle?
She bought a castle.
On Amazon?
No. She found out that this castle in their area was up for sale. Of course, this is in England, but it was about $300,000
For a castle?
for a castle. And
Kind
now
of sounds cheap.
it is. It had been
That's
around.
expensive. I can't go run out and do that, but still, for a castle.
Right. When you look at it, I think it was originally like $1 million or something like that. And they had it on the market. Nobody bid. And so they kept bringing the price down. And I'll say there's a lot of work that needs to go into this. So
Sounds like it.
wasn't just $300,000. She's going to have to invest a lot of money. So her husband was not happy at the very beginning. But once she laid out the plan that she had, and she's a businesswoman, she had a plan, she just forgot to have that conversation or neglected to have that conversation.
It's one of those things where you go, I thought I told you.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I smell some good coffee. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. However, we need a creamer for it.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I love that.
She likes the song.
Are a heel.
So what does this have to do with coffee creamer?
I can't even believe we're talking about Christmas already, but there is a coffee creamer company that if you look on the shelves at your supermarket, you're going to find Christmas-inspired coffee creamers. And they're really Grinch-inspired. There's 3 different flavors.
How do you have 3 different flavors of Grinch?
Well, I don't know. One of them is frosted sugar cookie, and it's like, I don't remember the Grinch liking sugar cookie. Didn't he like roast beast or something like that? He didn't like.
In the song he did.
I know. He didn't like sugar cookie. And then you got a gingerbread one, and then you got a peppermint mocha. So the creamers themselves, delish, but why the Grinch?
Right?
I have no idea. Is there
It's called marketing.
You're a mean one,
Sing it.
Mr. Grinch.
Mr. Grinch.
You really are a hero. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're
I
as
could listen to
charming
this
as
all
a
day.
eel.
She could.
Now I'm in the Christmas spirit.
Where's the
You're
Christmas
a bad
tree?
banana with a
Wait a minute.
greasy black peel.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Chelsea is a waitress, and she was working one night. It was just a regular old night, and she just figured she'd probably get her normal standard customers that came in. She saw two girls that came in, and they just had smiles on their faces. Like, they just represented joy, right there between the two of them. And they even picked up the bill for a lot of the customers that were in the restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, like they were feeling super generous that night for whatever reason. And so Chelsea was their waitress. And when they went to check out, get the check and take care of the bill, they left her a really good tip. And she was like, "Oh my goodness! Like, thank you so much. That's crazy."
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it was $1,000.
Nice.
But as she went on and thanking them, they found out she was a single mom. And she was also going to college. Like, she had a lot of things on her plate. So later that night, Chelsea's checking her tips. She's about to go home. She realized they left more than $1,000 for her tip.
How'd she miss that?
Because I guess she saw the $1,000 and never went back to check. But evidently they went to the boss and upped it. $4,000.
Get out.
$4,000 they left her for a tip.
Wonderful.
They only spent $179 in the restaurant itself.
That's a lot of money there.
And so what is that, like a trillion% tip or something like that? But craziness.
How great. They just saw that there was a need. They could take care of it, and they did.
Yeah, and it helps her now with her schooling. Also, she said, "You know what? I decided to take my mama and my aunt out to dinner."
Good for her.
So, yeah, and she said they were just a godsend.
I can just imagine how many nights that she has been praying, "Oh, God, please help me. I just want to get my baby through college."
That's right. Open a door and help me out.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Really can't believe how close we are. It's His Morning Crew with Rob and Liz, His radio.
Dare I even say back to school?
Well,
I know, it's only mid-July.
yeah.
Back to school, I am so sorry. It's going to happen. It'll be here, so take advantage of the summer while you can. And back to school sales that are already starting.
I know. I saw some teacher friends of mine that were posting. They were already starting to think about decorating their rooms and the themes and all the things.
Yeah, so Kohl's has like 25% off, I think I read.
For
That's
teachers.
coming up soon. Teachers and some
Wow.
students, so like educators and school staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Administration, nurses, that kind of thing.
That kind of stuff. And teacher prep at Target, it looks like, too. So there's a couple of big names that I read that are doing something for some kind of discount so that the teachers can start getting their rooms ready.
Well, I like that stores are thinking about teachers. I mean, because teachers spend a lot of money out of pocket,
True that.
just to have the right necessary items. Crayons even, and poster board. I mean, I don't even know all the things that they have to buy, but I always hear that there's just not enough, and they...
Well, and some teacher asks the parents to help out. So they'll have a big
Right.
drive at the first day of school or the opening, the what do you call it? Orientation or something like
Orientation.
that.
You meet the teacher kind
Meet
of thing.
the teacher nights. That's right. So meet the teacher nights. There's always a box and there's always a list. At least when I was going to bring my kids into school.
Oh, for sure. Kleenex and sanitizer and pencil, extra, number 2 pencils and colored
The
pencils.
crayons and all that other stuff.
Right. But they come out of pocket. If you're a teacher, wow. Like, we love all you do.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Just listen real close.
Uh-oh.
Real close. Shh. Hold on. You hear that? He's trying to stifle it. It's Rob and Liz, His Morning Crew on His radio. It's okay. Jake's one of our producers. It's okay to hiccup. He's been. That's the real thing. How long have you been hiccuping this morning?
Oh my gosh, it feels like an eternity.
I know. It's been at least 20 minutes or longer.
I was thinking half an hour.
30 minutes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
What
so
have you tried to get rid of it?
Okay, I've tried the old Southern tricks. I've tried holding my breath. I've tried sitting up straight, holding my breath, and taking deep breaths. Hot liquid, cold liquid, spoonful of sugar, and we still got them. So I don't know.
We got to scare you.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Scare Jake somehow, some way where it would, yeah. You know what? I really feel for Jake because I will get hiccups, and when I get hiccups, they just feel like they've taken over me. I rarely get hiccups, but when they come, they feel violent,
Oh, sure. Do they last as long, though?
Oh, it seems like you can never get rid of them.
I get hiccups every now and then, but I feel like they don't last.
Oh, hers are dainty. When Liz hiccups, you just
There is no dainty hiccup. It's more like a
no, it's nothing like that. But poor Jake.
oh, poor baby.
He has tried everything. And you know what I never do? I never say do this to get rid of hiccups because it never works.
I wonder if anything. Absolutely.
Something works.
Well, I don't know. Maybe because I think this is probably me talking about it is like therapy because now they're gone.
See?
Are they gone?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. All right.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Poor Jake. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. So Jake is one of our producers. We have Jake and Ninja. Jake, almost all morning long, has had the hiccups. You feeling okay right now?
I'm doing better.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot better.
Good.
At least he's doing better. But
Okay.
my word, it was like every 3 seconds.
I know. And he was getting so frustrated. Like I
Get
can't
up
rid
and
of
walk
him.
out. Then he'd come back in.
Oh, poor thing.
Tried everything. What was the stuff you tried so far?
I tried hot liquid, cold liquid, breathing,
Breathing.
heavy breathing. I did so many remedies, I lost count.
And nothing worked.
Yeah, he was like he was at the OBGYN and they were going through all the that didn't work.
No, it did not.
Texter coming in to help.
I know. So, okay, someone said, tell Jake to lay on his left side
Oh.
and bring his knees up to his chest and then do the deep breath.
Jake's a tall guy.
Right.
This is going to look interesting.
Okay, but Pam, Pam texted and said, pour some Coke into a small glass. Now, keep up with this. Pour some Coke into a small glass. Bend over so that you drink the Coke out of the wrong side of the glass. Drink it all. And then stand upright.
So you drink it off the opposite side of the glass, Jake.
I feel like y'all are just playing with me.
No, this came from Pam. It's a text.
You might burp, too.
Shelly's here at 800-447-7234. What do you say, Shelly?
It's going to sound really crazy, but you stick both fingers in your ears and you drink water while holding your breath.
This sounds like you need intervention for this.
You've got both hands in your ears. You've got to have somebody like giving you the water.
Exactly.
Well, how I do it is I put my head under the faucet. Now, you can do it with one finger in your ear and drinking a glass of water as well.
You're like a contortionist. You've got both hands in your ears. You're up under the faucet.
How did you feel the first time you did this?
I was a child, and I get them all the time, so I was willing to try anything. When it doesn't work for me, that's when I revert to peanut butter.